Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I usually am saying good afternoon, but today I am saying good evening. I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated, where we have the great opportunity, the privilege, and the God assignment to render hope and encouragement to the world. And I say the world because this message, this podcast, this Facebook Live actually reaches across the country. And I'm so grateful for that. Well, I want to introduce my guest on this evening. And before I do that, matter of fact, hold up just a moment. Before I do that, I want to make sure that our audience goes to our YouTube channel to subscribe because I realize that many people are not on Facebook. So if they're not on Facebook, they can surely go to the YouTube channel, YouTube, and find our channel under Portia Wheatley, Trophy of Life. Okay, Portia Wheatley, Trophy of Life. And this message will be uploaded there, as well as the several hundred other messages that we share about hope and encouragement. Well, tonight I have the great privilege of introducing to some, it sounds like a church, introducing to some and presenting to others. My family, a family member, actually, one of, I think, second cousin, because your mom is my first cousin.
Yes.
Whether it's first, second, or third, he's family. And
Yeah.
in the person of Michael Todd. And I am so grateful that he accepted my invitation to become a part of our platform. And tonight we're going to be focusing on actually fathers that are absent from sons' lives. I would imagine daughters' lives as well, but tonight it is a male's life. And we have the opportunity to learn a lot about the actions, the emotions, and several other things about having the life of not having the father present in the lives of our youth. And even somewhere along the line in this conversation, we may just also talk about adult men and women who did not have their father present. And maybe we can understand the actions of individuals. Well, again, Michael, thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
I would love if you would just share with our audience a little about yourself, and then we can go further into our conversation. Share some about yourself.
Yes, absolutely. So, hi, everyone. My name is Mr. Michael Todd. I am a psychologist and a licensed educator, proud Prince George's County native. My journey is all focused on faith, purpose, and perseverance. My story is about how my pain turned into my purpose. So, today, I hope to remind someone that your past doesn't define you and that you have the ability to write your purpose and rewrite your purpose. Yep. Yes,
That
ma'am.
sounds good. That sounds good. And what I did, I jotted down. I wanted to make sure I got all the information that I wanted to ask you about. So I jotted down a couple of thoughts. And one of the things I would like to ask you first is, what is your passion? And what do you believe your God-given passion is, or shall I say, your purpose for occupying space on earth?
Nice. Excellent question. So right off the back, my passion is empowering others through education, psychology, and faith. I believe that my purpose is to use my voice, my story, and my platform to uplift those who feel unseen or unheard. So every time that I step into a classroom or onto the basketball court, reminded that I'm walking into my assignment. So first, make sure that I keep God first, and understand uh, that everyone's story matters, no matter how it starts. So I'm passionate about literacy, self-discovery, mental wellness, because people learn to think differently, and when we start to think differently, then we live differently. So overall, it's about purpose, something that we can find, something that we can grow into, and using our purpose to serve others.
Oh, wonderful. And
Yeah,
that's what it all is all about. Everyone has a story and everyone is important. We must realize that and handle people or interact with people the way we would want to be interacted with. So
absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. And your story, or shall I say, your voice needs to be heard in the earth.
Yeah.
Men, women, boys, and girls, it needs to be heard. Now, I heard you just say that in the classroom. So you participate in classrooms?
Yes, yes. So I've been a licensed educator for 6 years now. I'm currently working in Washington, D.C., public charter school systems right now. Yep. So in the classrooms, in and out the classes. It's actually my first year teaching PE, physical education. So I'm able to see multiple students all at once, going from ELA and math, homeroom classes to now being able to see all of the students up to the middle school level, which is so exciting for me.
That's great. The
Yes, ma'am.
opportunity to give back in spite of. Well,
Yes.
I know the focus on tonight is actually being raised and not having your father present. Share some about that experience.
Yeah, so I grew up wondering, where is my father? I didn't meet him until I was 15 years old, and that absence left a void and a lot of questions. And by the sixth grade, I noticed most of my friends were also growing up without their fathers. So I realized that fatherlessness is not just personal, that it's generational. Um, it shaped how I saw myself early on. I struggled with identity, direction, validation, and but over time, I was able to learn that a lack of presence, God ended up replacing with purpose. So that pain became the spark that fueled my drive today to become the man that I needed to be when I was younger. So I carry that experience into my work with the youth, reminding them that your value isn't determined by who left you, but by who you become. So that's my overall perspective there.
That's good. Now, just to um, speak about some of your challenges that you had,
Yeah,
and in the midst of doing that, kind of speak to parents that are raising boys or girls, but tonight we're talking about boys
yeah.
that may not understand the what their children are going through. But just like you said something about validation and that your identification and all of that of who you are.
Hmm.
But yeah, speak to parents about that situation.
Yeah, so it's important to view everyone that's going through this struggle and this issue as a whole. So at first, I did start my program, after school program with the boys, and it was boys to men. But then I started to notice I had a lot of female students that would come. They were coming in my sessions like, hold on, Mr. Todd, we need to talk about this topic as well. So I had changed the name. I took the gender off of the name, and then I made it Life Improvement. So then we would meet Tuesdays, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and then on Saturdays as well. We'll come on campus, we'll meet, and we'll be able to hit some hardcore sports. I'll allow students to go in their directions, and then we'll sit down and have the life conversations. But for parents, it's important to know that this topic matters. that your child has questions about, where dad is. It might be brushed under the rug at home, but then I think once students go to school, they're able to see, different dads pull up to the school, and then they're wondering, where's my dad? So that's where it comes from, but it is definitely worth having a conversation with the student or the whoever is going through, but just having that conversation um, and inviting them to express how they feel. And based on their expression, parents can be able to understand, okay, is this something that I need to take more steps into, or is this something surface that we need to just go handle over at an extended time?
And I think what you just stated about um, having them to express themselves,
Yeah.
because I worked in the school system for almost 20 years, and
Mm.
I worked in the area of disciplinary actions being rendered
Wow.
for the assistant principal. So I saw a lot of young people who held emotions in because their parents did not allow them to express themselves. But once they
Wow.
expressed themselves,
Yeah.
you could pretty much understand why they acted according to what that experience was or the environment that they were in. But I
Hmm.
find that when you allow, yep, anybody to express themselves in a respectful way, of course,
Yeah.
you can pretty much understand, not necessarily validate what they're going through, but you maybe sometimes you may have to bring correction, but
Yeah.
all at the same time, it's it's just something when an individual feels they're being heard.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's what I was able to see with this program is that the young people would be able to just express. I mean, and in talking about these topics, these aren't my ELA and my math topics and social studies. This is off of, beyond academics. This is domestic, in a large scale of things. So, yep, when students are being able to be heard, and then luckily, I was able to just build that rapport with students where they're like, okay, Mr. Todd is our ELA teacher, is the homeroom, but then at the end, he's also the basketball coach. And then he's also someone I can talk to about family issues and the family dynamic because those topics can't come up when I have 45 minutes of them during ELA time. Because we're working on reading levels and reading skills and things like that. So it's good to be able to use the book that I wrote to be able to just deal with those topics with students. It brings a lot of healing. That's what I'm noticing here.
And the last book, the most recent book you um, wrote and authored, what
Mhm.
was the name of that book?
So
Do
that
you,
one is, he would have said Deluxe Classic Edition #2. That one has a longer title to it, but that one is on Amazon. I just had to update the original book. So I have a creative writing degree from the University of Maryland College Park. Go Terps. So with that degree, what I did was most of my readers during those years, they weren't able to read on grade level. So I used my creative writing techniques to pull out different um, visual aids to help students kind of get through the book. This is their first book that they're going to complete. I made it in a kind of nice pocket size kind of style thing so that
Mhm.
it can be user friendly. But I did remove page numbers from that book, so when students read, there's no tracking happening. They don't know that they're on page 4. They're just trying to grasp the theme that I'm sending off. So with that, with my early readers, that was He Would Have Said by Michael Todd. Then I said, okay, let me do the deluxe version, the deluxe classic edition, and I actually got that classic edition from the late Alice McIntosh.
Yes,
Shout out to Auntie Alice. She said, "Hey, this one is the classic," and flew me to New York City, and shared with her students there as well.
there was only one Alice McIntosh.
Rest in peace, Auntie.
Yes,
I
love
miss
my
you.
cousin. Yes.
Love you.
Now,
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
have any children?
Yes, yes, ma'am. So I do have a son. He's 10 years old. His name is Gabriel. He is a student athlete in private school here in Laurel, Maryland. So yep, he's on a scholarship right now for sports and
At
just
10?
at 10, yes, ma'am. He's on the
Wow.
he earned the highest scholarship that they offered this year, and yep, just flourishing as well. So, just keeping him going, and it's an honor to have a young son coming up in
I
today's
would
time.
imagine so. So,
Yes,
do
ma'am.
you find yourself pouring into him, though at that age you were not poured into by your father?
Yes, yes. So he gets all the lectures. Yes, ma'am. So he's been there since the GED, since I was studying. I was a self-taught GED student, no teacher, just passed all the exams. So he's been there since then. He's watched me graduate the associate's degree, the bachelor's degree, and just coming back home from the master's degree. So he's been watching it, soaking it up. I actually had one of his teachers asking, was he my only son? Because she realized that someone is pouring into him a great deal. So she can get that in her classroom. So I'm so grateful for that, from that.
Absolutely. You can always tell when a parent takes time with their children,
Yes.
um, by conversation or their behavior. You can
Hmm.
always tell when a an adult or a parent or a guardian takes time with a child. Their conversation is different.
Yes.
Yeah, so
More
that is,
genuine.
yes,
Yeah, more
definitely
genuine.
so. Do you find yourself being quite transparent with your students, with your children
Yeah,
at
yeah,
school?
yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I try to be transparent with them. Yeah, I'm a guy just all about education. The degrees, the statuses, the honors. I'm into all of that stuff. I'm into all the accolades. I love the titles. I love the campus experience. I went from D3 to D1 university, so I love the campus. Just nightlife experiences, and I want everyone to experience that as well. So the students that I engage with today, I was just in the seventh grade classroom the other day and just asking them, "Hey, who applied for scholarships today?" And the students like, "Well, what are scholarships?" And then I'm like, "Okay, well, that's money that you're given and you don't have to pay back. Just write an essay and do an application." So I told them that that's what students are competing for is scholarships out there, free money for whoever has the grades and ready to go. So yeah, yep, just that question.
And their focus, you have to have some type of energy to actually be able to pour into him, to
Yeah,
them rather. But growing up, well, years ago, I used to see you at family reunions and all of that. And
yeah,
man, you were high on life.
yes,
Your energy. And I did not know that your father was absent
okay.
in your life,
No,
but you
no,
were
a
high
lot of
on life.
Yep, a lot of students did not, a lot of people did not notice that either. Yeah, so the concept of being high on life was just something that I've always, people noticed me for, just being happy, just enjoying my time. That's what I really get from being high on life. So it's an acronym that I use, which is in spite of my losses, to choose gratitude. So I try to make sure that I do that, excuse me, in spite of the challenges, focusing only on challenges, I choose growth. So there, making sure that I see life as it not being easy for me, with growing up and without my dad and all of those things, but still being able to learn that faith makes it possible. Understanding that every setback was set up for something greater for me.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I always stay high on life because I'm constantly reminded that is God's grace that is sufficient for me. So the keys are to the high on life concept that I go by is to remember hope, and to be hopeful, to be inspired and to be grounded and healed. So that's the H I. The I is in inspired. the G is grounded, and then H is healed. So that's the HIGH acronym. And that helps me to stay focused, stay grounded, and to remember that no matter where I come from, that I can choose to elevate myself. I can choose to be joyful, and I can choose to live a purpose-filled life.
Great, great,
Yeah.
great. I'm telling you, that's so encouraging to um, teens,
Yeah.
children, adults, um, because it surely could have been another way. You could have had a lot of bitterness in your heart. You,
Yes.
it's just amazing how God turns things around and how He makes things happen for our good when the
Yes.
enemy thought it was going to be for our bad or be evil in our lives or the negative. God turns it around
Yeah.
and causes it to be a blessing to us as well as to bring Him glory. So
Yes.
that is a blessing.
Yeah,
But I understand. Go ahead.
I didn't know how big this topic was on fatherhood and things like that until I started to do some research and then notice is there's 18 million people who experience fatherless homes in this country. So that just helped me to say, okay, this is something I need to hone on to, and I need to raise up the volume just a little bit more
That
with it.
is good. That
Yeah.
is good because I know, yes, like you said, across the country, there are many, many households. Either they do not have fathers
Yeah.
by their decision making,
Hmm.
or they just don't want to be bothered with the children that they made.
Yeah.
So it's sad,
That's a
but
real
it
thing.
is so good to know that there are individuals out there as yourself who can relate to some of the young people who did not have their fathers in their lives. What you're doing now is a great testament as to what could happen, what
Yeah.
can happen, what did happen. So
Yep.
we're grateful for that, definitely. So
Appreciate
speaking
that.
of what is happening now, what are you doing? I understand that, let me say, you're currently a college student. What are you
Yep.
rolling with?
Yes, ma'am. So, teacher during the day, at night is a PhD graduate student. So yes, I'm currently, so originally I started with the GED. You remember that. Yep. So got the GED. That was self-taught. I left the GED, went over to D3 school, Division 3, and earned the Associates of Arts degree from Prince George's Community College. And I did honors there. Joined all of the honors programs that they had available. So that's the Owls Go Owls, and that's Owl Pride. And then went from D3 to D1, Division One schools, some of the bigger universities in the country. D1, I always on my platform ask students, hey, you want to go D1? You got to put in the work. So went to the University of Maryland College Park and graduated. That's Go Terps. Sorry, excuse me on that one. Uh, so graduated with the Bachelor's of Arts degree in English Literature and Language with the emphasis in creative writing. So that was this degree number two, and then kept the D1 concept, the larger schools, just in love with those universities, and then transferred over to the Grand Canyon University and earned the master's in industrial and organizational psychology. I earned straight A's throughout that whole program and ranked top 10 students at the graduate level in the country. So that's there. Also, so then now I'm pursuing my doctorate in general psychology with a emphasis in performance psychology. And I'm still at Grand Canyon University enjoying the Arizona lifestyle. So,
Great,
yes,
great.
ma'am.
That
Yes,
is
ma'am.
good.
Yes,
That is so
ma'am.
good. Now, what
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
picture behind you? What?
Oh,
Tell us
oh,
about that.
okay. Yeah. So this is one of the life-size photos. This one was on senior night. So senior night on campus up at UMD College Park. I remember we had to make a cookbook for the yearbook. We got yearbooks, and then we made a senior cookbook. But then we also took senior photos as well. So I'm up by the fountain late night. This was, and then this is a key that I always want to leave everyone with. Doing the basics and the bare minimum. You're just going to get the basics and the bare minimum. Just require fulfillment from there. But once you do the extra work, once you go above and beyond, that's where the greater blessings are. So just going above and beyond. So always want to go above and beyond with the call of duty. Don't just do the basics like I'm just a student. Join all the clubs, do everything you can do because that's where you start getting a rich experience. So here, I was able to late night. I called my photographer from PGCC and he came up. And I was really tired in this photos, but it was something about us capturing the moment on senior night. And he brought this big stand and we're out on the lawn at the mall. Because you swim in the fountain. Once you graduate, you swim in the fountain on campus. Yep, you just wash off all the work. It's like a baptism and then you're done. So that's our thing. So, and I actually went swimming right after I took this photo in my whole gear and everything. So we have that on camera too.
Okay, okay, you go ahead and swim on, my brother. Swim
Yes,
on,
ma'am. We got to
swim
wash it
on.
off. Yes.
I am just now. You did all of this,
Yes, ma'am.
overcoming the fatherless season in your life. So, did you
Yes.
ever meet up with your father and know who he was?
Great question. Yes. So, yep, I met my father at 15. This was around prom. He came through to meet me and my prom date. We went bowling, had a great time. I wanted to ask him so many questions at the table. He was sitting across from me. My mom was there. My date was there. So I had to be cool. I had to just, be chill. But yes, but later on, I was able to unload all of my questions and
Great.
frustration and anger, just everything. I unloaded it on him all at once. And then we had a repaired relationship in our adulthood or in my adulthood. And then, yep, just was close to him. And yeah, just I went to go visit him all the time. He ended up passing away in 2022. He was a veteran. Shout out to the veterans. Today is Veteran Day. So yep, he was a vet, earned a Purple Heart, a Navy SEAL. He was an RM3 radio man who operated at the bottom of the sea, no eyes, just ears, and
Wow.
got to know him and got to be close with him. So I had an aha moment and a turning point to get to know him, have a strong relationship with him in my adulthood.
That's great. That's great
Yes,
because
ma'am.
God sends that healing. Otherwise, if again, you talked about you were able to unload, your thoughts and your questions and your emotions, but
Yeah.
that was a release for you
Yes.
that then you could push that aside and go on with your life.
Then I
That's
can that and that one, I mean, just that unload, I think that one is so important for people to just be able to get that off. I mean, if they have the opportunity to finally meet that person, just to get all your questions out, just frustrations, anger, just everything, just get it out right then and there. And then just, see what that person has to offer. Sometimes they might not have much to offer. So it's just about using wisdom at that point, saying, okay, this person can't give me what I need, or this person has an answer. So it's about just being able to go. Everyone's situation is different. Luckily, my dad did have an answer, and I was able to just take it for what it was and use my own wisdom, my own education, my own knowledge, and say, okay, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to go forward.
good.
Yeah.
Good. It's
Yeah.
is I think it's important to acknowledge that um we cannot allow parents to, now this is somewhat on a quick right turn, um to keep their children away from their biological parent because the adults are upset with um the other parent. For
Yeah.
those that have done that, whoever have done that,
Yeah.
please get that right because it's really hurting the child. It's
Yeah.
hurting the child. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But
Yeah.
I am so glad
Yes,
that
ma'am.
things worked out well for you. And
Yes.
it's still working out. Still
Yeah.
working out.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. And not everyone. But everyone gets an opportunity on how they want to handle the situation. I mean, I think, but it's so unique because during the adolescence years, the juvenile years, it's like it's impulsive. It seems like it's almost just straight anger in a way. So. Yeah, luckily I was able to make it on the other side and see what both sides look like. But no, during those years, whoo, I was a mess. I was a mess during early teenage years. Just the frustration because I felt like I needed him in a lot of things that I was experiencing. So that's why I think this mission that I have with this book and just being able to just get it into the hands, and I have to do a better part too with the PhD and just, the time to get it out, to disperse it out. But
Matter of fact, do you happen to have the book there that you can hold up and let
yeah,
us let's
yeah.
see?
So I have here,
Oh,
this is the deluxe classic edition. I have the original edition, and then I have unlocking
don't take them down so quickly. Go back up.
success. Yes, I have the unlocking success. So this one is unique because it gives visuals on the inside. It gives what I was looking like in
Oh,
middle
you look
school.
really mad there.
Oh, yes. I wasn't smiling. I wasn't a kid
Yeah.
that smiled at all really early on. So that's middle school. It wasn't life wasn't a crystal stare at all for me during those times. But students are able to see, okay, they're able to identify, okay, this is me now. And then fast forward, they're able to just start to see, okay, I'm starting to go to school. I'm in the front row. Here I am in the front row at in school. I got my hat backwards. I'm just being a normal guy. I think my
Mm-hmm.
friend took a picture of me sitting on the side, but I was in the front row. I was trying to learn, trying to get educated. And then I got pictures with my professors here, just thanking them for pouring into me. School being a second home for me for sure. And then just fast forward, yep. So I have different visuals in here and large printed text. But overall, it gives students a visual of who I was then and then who I am now. So that's why this one is the deluxe classic, deluxe class.
Great. So a trophy of life would like to sew that into the life of a young man. So I would ask that if you know, audience, if you know of a parent that has a son
Mhm.
whose father is absent, contact me at trophyoflife@gmail.com.
Yes.
Trophyoflife@gmail.com. And I will sow that, or shall I say, trophy of life, will sow that into the life of a young man.
Same.
That's being very authentic,
Hmm.
very transparent,
Yes.
and it's a time of empowerment.
Yep.
In spite of not having your dad present, look at the success of this story. Look at this success of Michael Todd,
Yes,
soon
ma'am.
to be Dr. Michael Todd.
Soon to be doctor. Yep, soon to be doctor. I'm knocking out this homework. Just got off the phone with my professor about 5 minutes before this call. The PhD is a lot different. You have to communicate with your teachers. You cannot not talk to your teachers and graduate. So, yep, I'm on that track and I'll get the job done for sure.
Last but not least, what is your desired legacy to leave?
Yeah, so great question. So, I think my desired legacy is just based on faith. I wanted to reflect education and authenticity and love. Got to throw love in there because I want to be remembered as someone who served, someone who inspired, and someone who uplifted his community. So my legacy is in the students that I taught, the youth that I coach, and the people that I encourage to dream bigger. I want them to understand that despite their backgrounds, it doesn't define your boundaries in life. So overall legacy to me is very important. Leaving the world better because I was able to show up. I had the courage to show up who I am authentically.
Great,
Yeah.
great. That I'm just so excited to know that this message will reach many and it will encourage, it will render hope, it
Yes.
will empower. And that's what Trophy of Life is all about. We are the action of hope and encouragement to bring individuals to this platform to let people know there is hope. And I
Yeah.
mean, many of the world are losing hope because of the status of the world. Because I don't even want to mention his name, but because of things that happen in the world.
Definitely.
So again, thank you so very much. Now, closing remarks. Is there anything else you would like to share?
Yeah, so just to be authentic, to be authentically you. It costs you something, it's going to cost time, it's going to cost effort, but it is going to cost courage. But the reward is peace at the end of the day. To live boldly, your light is made to shine. So please let your light shine, and not shrink. And then overall is to trust your dreams. I think that's a big one where we don't really cover at school during the day all the time, but um, if it's in your heart, then that means it's in your purpose. And it's different from person to purpose. So, person to person. To remember, keep shining. That's one. Keep showing up. Even when there's no claps, no one behind the
Oh,
scene
that's
that's
good.
clapping. Yeah, because sometimes no one's there, but just remember that God sees you. Um, Remember your language and how you're using your language, and remember it's not a limitation, but overall it's a gateway. It's a gateway to speak into your life and then also speak into others' lives. It's important to remember that inclusion is not an option. It's not an option. It's essential for all of us, and that everyone deserves to be seen and heard. To remember, final is to understand that your pain is can turn into power, and purpose into legacy. So overall, I'm hoping that everyone is waiting to see authentic people today. We're waiting to see people who's fully out there and unapologetically themselves.
Great, great.
Yes, ma'am.
Whew, that is so good. Now, I knew this was going to be awesome. I knew this was going to be awesome. So don't
Yes, ma'am.
forget, parents,
Yes.
if you have a young man who is experiencing life without a father,
Mhm.
one, matter of fact, I think I have put in the post where you can contact Michael.
Yes.
Um, he has a website. Matter of fact, give that information to us, Michael.
Yes, ma'am. So the website is theliteracymcommunity.org. So yes, I am the CEO and founder of the literacy community, where we empower and sow into young people all over the world. So that's theliteracymcommunity.org. If you just click on there, you're going to see a tab up in the right corner. That tab unlocks the other tabs, and then you're able to contact me on Instagram at it's just us at the top. You're able to contact my cell phone numbers there if you have a need, or you need me to communicate to a child. I can. So my phone number's there, and my YouTube channel as well. A lot of the kids, they have the YouTube on their phone. I'm doing fun things all over, from basketball to just pouring into just the community with my time. So. And then I'm also on campus just interacting. I'm yep, at the University of Maryland, hanging out for the day and just go vlogging. I'm actually on Twitch right now. My Twitch account is on there. So on this other screen, I'm live on Twitch with the chat rolling. So yeah, just a lot of different things. So just being plugged in, and then that's what people get from me. There's someone who's active. I can pull up at any time. Don't really have anything holding me down. And yep, so just ready to serve.
Great,
Yeah,
great, excellent, excellent. So don't forget, many people are not on Facebook. So you can go to send them to our YouTube channel,
yeah,
Portia Wheatley Trophy of Life. This will be uploaded there. Um, and don't forget, parents, again, if you have a child experiencing an absent father,
yeah,
contact me at trophyoflife@gmail.com. I will sow the book, his recent book, his current book,
yes,
into the life of that young man, or even if it is a teenager, a child, a teenager, a young adult. This information is needed. And again, even when we're finished with this, we share so much information. Many of the individuals that share don't necessarily have the positivity in their thoughts and their minds to share. But this information here,
yeah,
this is one that you need to share. And it may not be where you may be able to have a sit down conversation
hmm,
with that young person, but if they can see it on your page,
yeah,
that would be very important in their lives. It would be let's see, it can serve as a conversation piece.
yes,
So be creative in getting this information to our young people, to our, and matter of fact, even adults that have had their lives um, absent, the father's absent in their lives.
yeah,
And it may be something that Michael has said tonight that may be able to help them in their pursuit of wholeness
yeah,
as they pursue life. You
yeah,
good, Mike? Anything? Go ahead.
yeah, and one of the unique features about the book is that in the back of the book it asks questions, target related questions to have students write their answers in the book. It's a journal piece in the back of the book where students and young people are able to just write how they feel about this topic. So it's touching those different points. Parents and guardians, other people, you can be able to review different answers that's in the book. It's about 15 questions, 10 to 15 questions. So you can be able to review, like, wow, I didn't know that, someone, Lucy, was feeling this way, on this topic, but they were able to write it down and express it. So being able to engage with this conversation, and again, and there's 18 million individuals in this country. So I think out of 18 million, some of us will probably know that's one every three or every seven people. So yeah, this is an interesting point to make here.
Good, good. And before we log off, I just wanted to thank Carmen Austin. She's committed to share this Facebook Live. All right.
Thank you,
Thank you
Tom.
so much, Carmen. And anyone else that may have missed, thank you in advance for sharing this Facebook Live. God bless. Bless you, Michael. Love you,
God bless
man.
you.
Talk to you later.
Love
Good night,
you. See you,
everyone.
everybody. Take care.